Alright, what we got here is an electrical component where everything was on one breaker. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're gonna put it on various breakers. So what we do is, for all you YouTube followers, we do is we take this, we break this down, and we take it to one section. So this is just the kitchen. So we want the kitchen to go to one part of the breaker instead of this one part of the breaker. Like all these was on one breaker. So we're gonna use this breaker right here to replace this line over here. To do that, take this out. Slide that right on in one of these little pieces in between there. One of these mugs up in there like that. And take this little piece right here like that. Put it in there like this. Like that. Then put the other one on this other box right here. That one. It goes as follows. Real simple. Just take that in there like that. And take this piece, put it on the bottom of that. Okay. Now, take your breaker. Alright, I like this size. So there, what it does is it just snap right in. Put it on in there. Slip this piece in there like that. Just like that, right? And you get your wire and run your wire across from there. Then you want to run your wire from the box to this box. So what I do is get this wire on in there. Probably just gonna go behind that a little bit. There. See what I'm saying? Just gonna go through there. Through this. Bam, bam, bam. Right through here. Always want to use electromagnetic tubing. I love using electromagnetic tubing because you never know about another person. You know, you always want to cover this. This is previous to somebody else's work. But I like to use the old tubing over my wiring. It makes it better. Anything could spark, fire, anything, and it protects it. Then burning up the wire. Won't burn the wire up. Slide that wire on through there. Try to get that tubing in as close as possible. Another great way to ensure your wire guarantee the strength and the longevity. You understand? Tighten that up. 2 screws with ears, just gonna press it straight down. Now, all you gotta do is, I like to leave a foot. Maybe not even a foot, but just enough for the next man to come in and do what he got to do, just in case someone else is doing the same thing you doing, upgrading the system. You always use that. Just give it enough for it to go up in that wire nut. Right in there, cut it just enough. The gauge, whatever gauge you're using, is normally a gauge finder on the side of your wire nut cutters. Always use eye protection. Like that right there. Take the wire nuts. Now that section we're gonna hook to the positive and hook to the negative. It's these wire caps. That way it's solely capped off now. This one is solely capped off right there. And that is that. Now you just take this wire.
See, you found the board.
Yeah, I found that. I need that from that kitchen upstairs. There's a hole in there. There's a hole in the So what I do is I just measure it for up in the ceiling, and then give enough feet, and then cut it off. Need it to go. Run it to where you need it to run it. always try to go behind the scenes if I can. Behind the next man's work. Try not to damage this wire that's previously there with the wire that you put in, because this electromagnetic tubing tends to fray the wires off a little bit if you're not careful. Always be careful what you're doing. Put that up there like that. Just this wall along here. On there. Back behind there where we had that previous electromagnetic tubing piece. Got that to there. And we're just gonna stick this down in that little wing nut up there and run it to the breaker. I like to cut a little bit off because that's plenty for when I get down in this breaker box. I can have plenty to play with for the next person. Or in any case you have to move this box or anything. Sometimes anything can happen. So I just cut around it like so. Then bend it. Pull around like so. Bend that piece off. Yeah. Just pull that off like that. I love to leave that little piece right there and on there right now. So I'm not gonna use all of that. But just stick it down in this box. Stick it straight down in this box. My man, woman, child, whoever's looking. All right. Real. Somebody calling you up there. Damn. What I do is I just take, as you can see, what I did was I took the wire, ran it on top of the surface panel. Now I'm running it down to this breaker right here. So what I do is I just run it down, give it so many feet or so many inches, and run it straight into there. The positive is gonna go into the breaker. The negative is gonna go into the negative terminal down there, and the ground is gonna go, of course. This is so much an old house that it still has knob and tube, so it's not grounded. It's crazy. That's just how it is in this world. When you rent from a landlord that don't do nothing, but you have to do it yourself. So that's why it's the ground. It's not gonna be grounded, but I'm gonna still ground the wire. You can always ground it into that neutral receptor right there, and then I'll just ground that box in case anything was to happen. It'll still be able to travel from that box to the ground. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this wire, I love this little coating that they use. It's always a good fireproof coating. pull it back up to it right about. So I don't like to remove that coating until the end, because that way I know it's exposed. All this wire is exposed behind this fireproof barrier. See, that is now, it's in case of a fire or anything, it's all connected, and this is rated to prevent the fire from melting the wire. So I take the neutral and the hot wire, unwind them a little bit. The neutral's gonna go down there. Cut a little bit off. I only put a little bit off because ain't that much gonna go down in this wire. You know what I'm saying? That screwdriver, undo one of these negative posts, stick that negative wire up in there. Tighten it down. Negative and a positive wire. Remember the positive wire goes into the breaker. Positive breaker, negative, positive. goes into the breaker itself. That's good. Absolutely great. It's even on. I like to work with stuff hot, not cold. Take the breaker, ground. Put it in this proper place. Whoever did that, that's a no-no. It was previously done like that, so eventually we got to take that and run that all the way to its circuit. Never put these inside of the box like that. It's just a no-no. I don't know why people do it, but stop. If you see this video, stop doing that. Okay? Nothing in here grounded. Ain't that something? Ain't nothing in here grounded that y'all can see. Nothing. It's an old knob and tube crib. So what they say is, we ain't grounded nothing, crib. But Lemo Rice on the scene. We gonna get it together. So what I'll do is I'll just ground this ground inside of this box. So whenever I ground the next thing, I just ground it to the box. Alright. That's how you hook up a breaker. 20 amps. The normally the amperature is always on the breaker itself. So this is 20 amp, 5 amp, whatever kind of amp breaker you got. It'll always be marked on there. And that's it. Electrical Theory 101, Einstein style. We got the box, we put the breaker in there, and everything is good. That line, all these lines was connected together, so we stopped that. And we put that GFI that's upstairs, the refrigerator, they're all on GFIs, in the 120 volt stove. It's a gas stove, so it's 120. So it's not 240, it's a 120 gas stove. And we put that on there too. So the refrigerator and the stove is good, not the whole crib. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and enjoy your day.